So next we're talking about when we multiply and divide fractions. Now of course here we're talking about fractions that have variables, but it's still pretty straightforward. So if we're multiplying the fractions, then all we have to do is multiply the top things together and multiply the bottom things together. Sometimes we can actually simplify it beforehand. If we're doing division, then all we do is we're flipping the second fraction and then we just do it like multiplication. So let's have a look at a few examples. So examples. Example 1, I'm going to look at a over 4 times a over 3. So the top line gets multiplied, so I do a times a, and the bottom line gets multiplied, so I do 4 times 3. So our answer is going to be a squared over 12. It's pretty easy, hey? All right, let's look at our next one. So for number 2, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a over 4, and I'm going to do 2a over 3. All right, times in the middle, of course. So with this one, there's a 2 on the top line and a 4 on the bottom line, so that means that I can actually simplify it. So if I divide, remember when I'm simplifying, I have to divide something on the top and something on the bottom. So if I divide this by 2, it's going to become 1, and I'll divide this by 2 as well, and so it's going to become 2. So then my next line of working, I have a times a, so that's going to make a times a here, and then I've got 2 times 3 left on the bottom line. So a times a makes a squared, and 2 times 3, so my answer is going to be a squared over 6. All right, you notice how these ones are the same except for the 2 here, and for my answer the only difference is that the bottom line's changed, even though it's what's on the top lines that changed in the question. Let me explain division next. So if I have a over 4 divided by a over 3, that is exactly the same as if I do a over 4 times 3 over a. Notice that I have flipped a over 3 to become 3 over a. I've just flipped it upside down, and now I'm going to multiply. Before I multiply, I can actually cancel out the a's because there's 1 on the top and 1 on the bottom. So now when I multiply, this is going to get really, really easy. All I'm left with is 3 on the top and 4 on the bottom. So a over 4 divided by a over 3 is 3/4.